Where's the level? Oh, here, up in here.
welcome to NG15 working party in June, and it's a bit noisy inside, so we'll just do a quick catch up outside first of all. We are occupying most of this road in Dinas shed this weekend, working on the tender and the loco, and making preparations for the boiler's return, which we hope will be with us in late July or early August. I have the ash pan behind me, which is being worked on today after being manufactured at Brunswick Ironworks. Then it's taken a trip to LMS in Loughborough for trial fitment to the boiler, and then it's come back here to Dinas, and we are today cutting the air access holes so that the boiler can breathe the air, primary air, underneath the fire through the various holes in the ash pan here. There are some at the back that we've made, and we're now cutting them in the side as well. Okay, here we've got the tender for 134, and today we've lifted the tank up off the tender underframe again in order to work on the interfaces between the newly manufactured tank and the overhauled frame from South Africa. We've recently completed the modifications to the underframe itself, so the rear drag box area and the front drag box area are now modified and painted, and we're working on the couplings and also the support areas for the tank to sit on, which are nylon sheets bolted to the frame. And today also we are sealing the axle box covers. In Africa these were not sealed because the water tank came down on the outside of the tender, but as that is not the case here in Wales and we get a little bit more wind and rain, we are putting some special seals on the axle box covers so that water cannot get in there in service. Fingers crossed. Here we've got the tender tank from 134 up on the lifting jacks from this morning. We're working underneath for a cavity in the tank where the brake cylinder operates, and we need to give clearance for the brake cylinder. And additionally, we're doing some modifications at the front of the tank. Tom stopped grinding there for a moment, but Rob and Tom have been busy on this for quite some hours today. And we've also got on top of the tank one of our two new pile headlamps from Peter Knott in California. So we're happy to see that today, and we're looking at how we need to overhaul those two lamps for service on the Welsh Highland with an LED beam inserted into it, as we have on the Garrett locomotives here.
Hello, welcome to LMS Works in Loughborough, our contractor who is overhauling the boiler for NG15 number 134. We're quite an advanced stage now of the boiler. This is the front barrel extension, which is a new barrel, and you can see on the front there the tube plate and the gusset, which is already fitted inside the front of the barrel extension. Next week this will be riveted to the firebox, which is behind me. All the riveting and staying and welding works on the firebox are complete, and this is just now waiting for marrying up next week with the front barrel, and then we'll be on to final assembly of the boiler.
So here we are at the loco chassis, further down on the 15 road here at Dinas, and we've got Lawrence working between the frames. He's working on the lubrication for the cannon truck on the front driving axle, so that we can complete all the work between the frames, including lubrication, before the boiler returns. We're focused on getting some of that stuff completed and tested at this working party and the next working party in July. Then following on from last month, the completion of the machining of the coupling rods. We've trial fitted the coupling rods. The locomotive's been towed up and down to make sure that everything is rotating correctly. And now this working party, the rods have been taken off, and all the cavities in the bronze bearings, which are an unusual type for the Ffestiniog Welsh Highland here, thixotropic grease bearing, which is packed with a type of grease that becomes more fluid as the bearings heat up. So we are fitting the bearings and the rods for the final time today, fingers crossed, and we've got Jen and David over there who are up to their eyeballs in the grease, filling the bearings at the moment, and by the end of today we'll have the coupling rods on, hopefully for the final time. Okay, so here we are at the back of the workshop at Dinas today. We've got Martin working here on the second of the pile lamps from Peter Knott, and we are dismantling them and deciding on how is the best way to renovate these lamps and prepare them for service again on the NG15. And then we've got Clive and Ben behind who are threading and cutting vacuum pipe for the train pipe on the loco, which runs along the top of the frames underneath the boiler. So it's another item we're going to complete in the next two working parties. And finally at the back of the workshop we've got Ted and Rob, who are cutting and preparing some plate there, which will be welded into the bottom of the tender tank later on today.